Chapter 7, Lesson 6, Percent Applications. So we're going to talk about how you actually apply percents in real life. One of the ways is through something called markup. And that's when a company goes ahead and buys something and then sells it to someone else, they add an additional cost on it, and the percent of that is actually going to be the percent markup. And then a decrease is a discount, and then you can figure out what a discount percent, like when you go to the store and it says 30% off, how to figure out the cost of that. So let's look at this here. A store buys DVD players for $50. The store marks up the price by 110%. What is the retail price of a DVD player? Okay, well, a couple of things here. First of all, you just go ahead and say, okay, well, you can add the markup to the wholesale price because the original price was this $50. And then you can figure out what the additional price is with a markup of 110% and then add that in. So that's what's happening here. The retail price is equal to the wholesale price plus the markup. So it's $50 plus 110% times 50. So that's going to be $50 plus 55, and that's going to be $105. Another way of doing it, actually, that I like doing it a little bit better, is this idea of just changing the problem into, well, the original price is 100%, and then the new price is adding in 110% more. So if we just change the problem to being the original price times 210%, then we're going to come up with the exact same answer, which is going to be $105. If you want to think about it this way again, it could be like this, 210, because that's going to be the new price over the new percentage over the old, and then that's the new price. The old price was $50, and now what's the new price going to be? Cross multiply and solve. So it says here, if a store buys a DVD player for $50 and the markup is 125%, what is the retail price of the DVD player? So what we're going to do is we're going to do it two ways. We're going to do it the 50% or $50 plus 50 times 1.25. That's the first way. So 50 plus 50 times 1.25, that's going to be $62.5. So the total price is going to be $112.50. So the other way of doing it is to do it this way. 50 is the original price times 100, that's the original cost, plus 125. And that's the second, that's the markup. So it's going to be 50 times 2.25. And that's going to give you your same answer, which is $111.50. Add the zero there to indicate 50 cents. So that's how you deal with markup. In terms of discount, it's a similar sort of idea, but a couple of different ways here. You can go ahead and figure it out this way. The sales price, let's say here, haircuts are 35% off for a limited time. The original price of a haircut is $20. What is the sales price? Well, first thing is you can say, well, the original price minus the discount is going to be equal to the new cost. And that's what this method is here. So $20 minus 35% times $20, and that's what 7 is there, is going to give you 13. Another way of doing it, and again, I like doing it this way better because it just makes more sense to me and it seems a little bit quicker. Multiply the original price by 100 minus the discount percent. Because if it's a discount of 35%, then the new amount is going to be 65%. And that's what's happening here. So it's 20 times 65%. So it's still going to be $30 because it's 20 times 6.65. So when the sales price of a $55 haircut, or was the sale price of a $55 haircut, the discount percent is $45. Well, it's going to be 55 times, well, let's do it in both methods. Well, it's going to be 55 minus 45% times 55. So that's one way of doing it, and then we just multiply it out, and we say 55 minus 0.45, the decimal equivalent of 55 and we're going to end up with 55 minus 24.75, and so that's going to be equal to $30.25. And that makes sense because it's a little bit less than half, and it's a discount of 45%. A little bit less than half the original cost, $30.25 compared to $55. So the other way of doing it is 55 times, well, 100 minus 45, because now you're just paying, and that's, excuse me, that's in percent. Don't forget it's in the percent piece here. So it's going to be 55 times 55%. So 55 times 0.55, and that's going to give you 30.25 as well. So same problem, just whichever way works, or whichever way you prefer, use that method. So here, similar sort of idea here. The bill for your family's restaurant is $47. You leave an 18% tip. The sales tax is 7%. Okay, so one way of doing that is figuring out the food bill. The food bill is $47 plus the sales tax, so it's going to be 47 times sales tax is 7%, so 0.07. It's a decimal equivalent, plus 47 times 0.18, because that's the tip. Or alternatively, you could do it this way, which is 47, it's going to give you the same answer, times, well, 100%, because that's the cost of the meal, plus 18%, that's the tip, plus 7%. So that's going to be equal to 47 times 125%. So 47 times 1.25. And that's equal to 58.75 in both cases. And that makes sense because it's a reasonable amount over there. What is the cost of the total cost of the meal if the sales tax is 6% and the tip is 15%? Again, what I like to do is this idea of 47. It just makes more sense to me. Well, it's 6 plus 15 plus 100. That's going to be 121%. So it's going to be 47 times 1.21. And that's going to be equal to $56.87. So it says here, this one's a slightly different problem. It says there is a 40% off sale on CDs. You buy a CD for $12.95. What was the original price? I don't know why you'd want to do this, but you know what? You can anyhow. So the way of doing this is you plug in the sales price here. That's what that piece is. Then that's going to be equal to the original price, so let's just call that P. And 100% minus 40%. So this is going to be 12.95 is equal to P times 60%. So 12.95 is equal to P times 0.60. So we're just going to divide 12.5 by 0.60, and we're going to end up with P being equal to, it's going to be equal to $21.58. So last problem here. A store marks the wholesale price for a skateboard up by 112%. The retail price is $35. What is the wholesale price of the skateboard? Similar sort of problem here. Again, let's figure this out. So the store marks the wholesale price of a skateboard by 112%. So let's figure this out. So it's going to be the retail price, which is $35. That's how much it's charging, times, and again, since they mark it up by this amount, it's going to be 212, because that's 212%. If they mark it up by 112%, then 212 is the total cost times the original price of the skateboard. So $35 is equal to 2.12 times P. So the price of the skateboard is going to be, it's going to end up being $16.51, which is a pretty cheap skateboard. So that's it, and I hope this all cleared things up and made sense.